Well, looky here, we're back. This is part two. So if you want to check out the part one, we go over some Bitcoin USD price. We also talk our BTC price. But if you saw that, you see that we had a bit of an issue, technical issue. And I'm going to share the screen now because the technical issue has been resolved. Just all of a sudden, the price chart is back in action. So we're going to look specifically at ARRR USDT in this video. All right. Just yesterday was definitely a big down day in the ARRR BTC and in the ARRR USDT. The move to the downside was precipitous. Okay, this is a 4-hour chart. If we take it to the daily, you see this big candle. Okay, precipitous move down. Precipitous is the word of the day. All right, it really signals potential for further downside. A 15 to 20% move down is not the favorable day unless you are short and waiting for it to come down lower, which is possible. Now, here on this dollar chart, we are being resisted by this type of level here at the 333-ish level, but we're slightly above it. So we're going to be playing around here and trying to figure out where do we go. In terms of the price, it has come down to the lower end of the Bollinger Band, and that means if it is going to be breached, yep, we are having a possibility of moving down towards the $2 level and finding a new level of support. Indeed, we are getting close to the channel that was created. You can look at previous videos with that, but it's basically from the previous up and down move. All right. Now, so where does that leave us? That leaves us kind of in a flat, undecided territory. My thinking here is, yes, we go down further. And if you watch, that's related also with the BTC price, BTC USD price. So if you want to know a bit more about that, how we're seeing that over here, then just watch that previous video. I'll link it down below. Maybe you're watching this in 1.5 or 1.75x speed. Definitely hit up the like button, make any comments, but yeah, it's kind of quiet and that's good. You know what, enjoy your life, whatever, set yourself some levels to pick up. That's what we'll talk about here. You know, you can grab now, and then if you want to grab a bit more conservative, there's a 2.5 level, and then there's also the $2 level. And then from there, wow, that's when you start talking about bargain basement. And one thing is for sure, bargain basement is a good way to lower your average. None of this is financial advice, but yes, this is all in the event that we breach the lower end of the Bollinger Bands and make ourselves some sort of move to the downside violently. All right, in the cards. However, based on where we are, it's also equally possible that in the short term, we make some upward movement. That is relating, let's say here, but not quite so well, because looks like there's some potential for a little bit of negative momentum to continue playing out. Don't know if it's going to really dump into a big negative momentum here, like small, big, but that, you know, it might need to keep clearing out more in that way. If that's the case, then that's the case. We have to be prepared for both scenarios mentally, okay, which is something that we've accepted. I've accepted since the beginning, but also just trying to watch. And, you know, this is good lessons for all of us in understanding how time frames play out in the markets. You know, nothing really is showing us any turning around, and therefore some sort of capitulation is in the cards over the next, let's say, month. This takes us into the mid of July timeframe. We can play that time, Fibonacci time measurement again. We'll take it from the up move around 3rd April to the top around 23rd April. And so once again, the 5 is 12 July over here. Okay, and you can see how the 3, these are Fibonacci numbers, the 3 confluence is here, and the 2 intermediate right here. And of course, this was the length of one move was the up move, and now we are watching what's happening. So let's see the channel come into play around this time period, maybe the 5. All right. So just stick around, but find your balance in life. I hope you're doing well. Not much else to say. All right, be prepared. If you have any comments or anything, please do make them. And I look forward to the time when we're going to be in a different energy, a different momentum in terms of the trend. We'll have a bit more of a certainty, and the trend itself will be more in our favor. And that time is coming. But where is it? It's hard to say. We have the 8 around 10th of September timeframe, and the good old 13 here beyond November into what looks like would be October, November, December. So we're into the new year 2022-ish. That's the daily. We can pull it out on the weekly here and see, yeah, the 13 is roughly around the confluence of 2021 to 2022. All right, around 27 December timeframe. Then we get a 21 around 13th of June 2022. So this one brings us 6 months difference. All right, and then the big 34 is in 2023. So we can consider these as waves of time influencing and confluencing with the price momentums, trends, volatilities. Yeah, interesting. All right, that's about that. I don't really have much else to say. The weekly time frame is playing itself out. Okay, if we're looking at support levels here, we're talking again right in the mid zone here, around that 250, 266 level, which is a 20-week moving average. And that confluenced here, if we're going to look back here, we'll see the up and down, down and up movement on a daily chart. And you see this right here. Okay, the up turned down, so resistance there. All right, which was easily broken here, but again, so there you go. It's around that 266 level, and that plays in to the weekly closing timeframes, where we don't see that on the weekly closing. Okay, it was on a daily closing. All right, but it plays in at the roughly around the 20-week moving average. Beyond that, we come into the channel. The potential for down here and a bounce and some moves this way is great. There's a really nice potential for that. Remember, this is the ARRR USDT chart. So, however, there's a sense that Bitcoin really wants to hurt people. The Bitcoin market wants to really hurt people and try and shake as many branches as possible. So there seems to be, it seems to be that if things are really weak, then that's when you're going to expect a $2 level. I mean, it goes without saying, but what I'm saying when they're weak is like if the dollar BXY is strong and the BTC markets, crypto markets are weak, which is BTC markets become weak, which doesn't mean that it has to go even into the 20,000s, but closing at a $30,000, $31,000 BTC is weak enough to bring R down to a 266 or even down to $2, depending on what the altcoins do in relation to that, because altcoins have been weak compared to BTC. Prior, they were still relatively stable and strong, but there was a point in the last, let's say, month, last even 2 weeks, 2.5, 3 weeks, where they've really turned into a bit more of a weakness. So there you go. There you have it. Hope you're doing well. We're going to stick with that for now. Let's just take it to the 4 hour. Keep breathing. Keep doing your thing, and living your best life as you know how, and working on how to do it even better. So yeah, what we're seeing here, nothing yet, but on the RSI for the 4 hour, can still come down, can still hang around here, whatever it is, that's fine. We're in the near term bottoming region, and that would be great because that provides us good support resistance here, and then nice support here, and then we confirm that here. Wonderful. Let's use that. And then who cares if we play around a little higher? It doesn't have to be anything special. It might not even make $4 for a while, but well, we could touch the $4, but I mean, hold it sustainably and into the $4. But we'll see. This is a 4 hour chart, and you never know when we're going to be breaking above the Ichimoku. Although interestingly, on the 4 hour, it really hasn't been able to, other than just back here where it showed us a bit of strength, and even here where it really worked through that Ichimoku, it has been just weak against Ichimoku. So potential important time region here around this end of June time frame here. All right, so next week it seems could be quite the important time frame, although maybe at that time we're even down here, and so this cloud is just looming overhead for reference. All right, that's the 4 hour. Nothing really telling us that we're done, other than some indicators here. Looks like we could turn up positive for a little bit, but it's so short term that we want to look a little bit more here. Daily terms, we see that there is definitely potential for negative momentum to continue. Yeah, maybe it'll be more in this type of degree compared to this type of degree. See, this degree here of momentum and in the positive region, and this degree of negative momentum seem to be of the same degree. This is a smaller degree, and I'm looking for this to be also a smaller degree of negative momentum on the daily, which still could bring us again. Yes, let's just give us a horizontal, and we're going to do it in an intermediate color there. All right, so around that 266 level. All righty, friends, that's where we are hanging out right now. We're even going to do this for fun for now. Let's get ourselves a blue color. We need some soothing blue, cooling blue. There we go. Let's get in there. All right. Whoops. Let's get in there. Okay, friends, that's how we are. And I hope you're going to just continue living the good life. And if you want, this is not my financial advice. It's not fashion advice. Again, if you're hearing this for the second time, really vouch for this Pirate Woman Like Braid. See if you can get somebody wearing it. Get one and give it away. Such a good feeling. And then when you see it being worn, yeah, it feels good. Awesome. Other than that, I hope you're going to do what you need to do, staying hydrated, moving around, having fun, enjoying life, all that good stuff, breathing, resting. Love, peace, happiness. Until next time, goodbye.